Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome into the Morning Roast on Maine Sports Leader 92.9 The Ticket. We're broadcasting from the Greenway Equipment Studios. Go see the Smith brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth because nothing runs like a deer. We are in the Greenway Equipment Studios. Brian Sullivan, Marqus Cesar, and Greg Hirsch here on this Monday morning. Show is also brought to you by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get luked and get sold with the Next Home Experience. Greg, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I had a great weekend, first of all. Let's start with that. It was a great weekend. I got some time by the pool yesterday. We got a ton going on. It's Miranda's birthday today. And it's the ribbon cutting for her business, 1A Aesthetics out in Holland.
Stressful times, aside from birthday kind of takes a back seat.
Definitely takes a back seat. She's got a lot going on, and but it should be a great event. She's got a ton of people coming. If you're interested in that type of stuff, aesthetics and the Botox and all that cool stuff, check it out. It'd be pretty cool. So, but beyond that, the weather held up. And big picture wise, I don't know. I feel weird today. I don't know how to reconcile these 4 games. Yeah, like as a Red Sox fan,
it is a little bit interesting as you almost come to you hat in hand. With all that's happened over the weekend, that we would be in this spot that the Red Sox have swept the New York Yankees. Yeah. We talked to Dave Peck about wearing a bag to the game because you're so embarrassed of what the team has become.
You picked a weird weekend to do that.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like going in, no, but it's like you see the wave starts moving in the direction of, geez, Sox are looking pretty good this weekend. And I think we're going to get a lot of that. Because let's be honest, like as Sox fans, I grew up as the lovable loser Sox fan, because it just always come up short, but what's going to happen, but you're still pulling for them. And then we've gone through all the success, and now we're kind of back to they don't match up, right? But you get a big weekend like this, and you think, geez, the American League stinks. There's a chance. No. Like, let's keep our eye on what we're doing here. And that's what I don't want from the organization. I don't want the organization to start messing with things because this is a sell team. So it's just a weird weekend because any other time in my life, you're thrilled that you swept the Yankees. It feels great. You're celebrating. Today, I got a little nervous energy about it.
I liken it to almost being in a fight with your significant other where you're trying to stay mad. I'm trying to stay mad.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to stay mad.
But she dolled up well.
Exactly. And it's like, God.
Yeah.
What am I doing in here?
Yeah, she says she could change.
Yeah, and so and she's out there having fun, and look at them. Because it's just good outing after good outing, and I'm sitting there last night, and I'm riding the ride with Sonny Gray.
Sure was.
And then I'm sitting there watching, expecting it to all fall apart, which, again, if you want to say some bad things that happened, Aroldis Chapman didn't look great, give a couple of runs.
That's a concern.
And he certainly started to wear down a little bit, but then they come back and they win it in extra innings, and they win 5-4, and they complete the sweep. Sonny Gray looked fantastic again, didn't get the win, but had a no-hitter going into the 8th.
Yep.
Peyton Tolley was perfect. He continues to just endear himself to me with every time he steps to the podium.
Oh, my God.
With, I don't know if you caught any of the comments where they asked him about when he realized he was perfect through 6 or into the 6th. They asked him when he realized that he was putting something special together, and he said, way too early. Way too early.
Yeah.
And anybody that says any pitcher that says that they don't recognize it is a liar.
100%. I caught that. Yeah. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah. Just brutally honest. Couldn't be more likable guy. And I was a little worried because I do, and I think there's a lot of Tolley fans out there, early pitches really well. And you're like, geez, this one could be tough for Tolley because the Yankees are going to be pissed. Nope, comes right out, does his job, in spectacular fashion. Not feeling well, evidently, fighting off a bit of a flu. and gets it done. And then, like I said, like Sonny Gray last night. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, I gotta watch this thing. Like, gotta stay through this. And it was an amazing weekend. It's just a tough weekend to reconcile as a Sox fan that really, you're looking at this thing. You got to be honest and look at this thing and say, does this team have it? And maybe for a weekend they did, but you don't get caught up in the fervor.
I don't know. Well, you swept the Yankees for 4. Oh, I'm old enough to remember when they gave it up in epic fashion to the Rockies last week. I mean, coming off that Rockies loss, coming home to New York, I don't think we were the only ones having the conversation. Is this curtains for Craig Breslow?
Oh, absolutely.
Is this it?
Yeah, it should be.
And I'll go back. I will go back to this. He can be weird. He can be, not a people person. On weekends like this, you can see how it was supposed to work.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
If they just had Roman Anthony and Jaren Duran not stinking or picking fights with fans or having, rabbit ears when it comes to fans, if Duran was hitting above 202, whatever it is this morning,
right,
and Anthony was an offensive. If Anthony,
we thought he was going to be coming out of the world baseball.
What would this team be if Roman Anthony was the guy he was last year? If he was sitting at the top of the lineup, setting the table, game in and game out, getting on base 2 times a game.
The American League's so bad that they would be right there.
Yeah,
they would be because of the pitching. Now, are there huge holes in that lineup still? Yes, there are. Right. And really, if Duran regained form from a couple years ago, if Anthony was available and doing what we thought he was going to be doing, but also it still goes back to Breslow. If they got a right-handed power guy, that we've been talking about, right? Like Contreras' addition's been great, but you need another power bat in that lineup still, and that falls on Breslow.
All right, so there's that of it. There is the huge move the Bruins made over the weekend.
Yeah. JJ Peterka. Yeah, I believe that's how you say it. Peterka.
Okay.
Yeah. So Utah, 23 years old. We're talking 60 points, north of 60 points per year. He was at Buffalo, did a year in Utah, but he's only 23 years old. He puts up points. They give 2 first-round picks, which, as a Bruins fan, my phone blew up. Like, what's Sweeney doing? What is this? Now, we talked about pick a lane, stay in a lane. This guy works either way, right? He's 23. He's a top 6 guy. He's a wing, not a center, but he can maybe squeeze into the first line or he falls into the second line. He's young. He's got speed. That was another thing. He's got a lot of speed, puts up points. And he's got a high ceiling. So, and also the first round pick was the 20-something, whatever it was, 23rd pick, and then that Florida pick in another couple of years, based on the fact that they just got Brady Tkachuk and what they're doing. That's almost like a second round pick at that point.
And they added in that there's some protection that if the wheels fall off in Florida, they can switch it and they can keep Florida's pick and they give their own in 29 to Utah. So there's a little bit. You know what, Greg? I like this move. I like it a lot.
I do too.
Because I think the fact that the Florida pick became such a likely non-entity, you get better. You get younger. And like you said, this guy's good. He had a bit of a dip back in Utah, but he's a viable force.
And Utah stinks.
Yeah.
Utah stinks. And the thing is he really wasn't being used on the power play. He's going to be used on the power play here. Those are 5-on-5 points. That's a big deal. That's a big difference, right? 5-on-5 points, hard earned. I like it, and we'll see where it goes.
Well, we got that. We got to get into 1985 this morning. We will do that as well. Also, just seems nobody wants Jaylen Brown. Is that the case? I'm not sure. There's some trades happening all around. You would think that things are going to get a little crazy in the NBA starting this week. We'll find out what the market for Jaylen Brown is. Is he going to be back with the Celtics? Okay, let's see. Madden Generator Services, expert installation, dependable maintenance, and a free 7-year warranty on new Generac installs. They'll keep your home in the game. 951-4668, Madden Generator Services. Power you can count on. And start your morning at Gosselin's Bakery, 334 Harlow Street in Bangor. Grab a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin or croissant, plus legendary donuts and pastries made since 1945. Or visit the new Gosselin's Bakery and Deli next to Hannaford in Brewer. Back with a little step into the time machine next. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast show, brought to you in part by Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, offering custom blinds, shades, drapes, outdoor awnings. Bangor Window Shade, 105 Main Street in Bangor, and Uno Pizzeria and Grill, where they have late night deals every night at the bar and lounge from 9 p.m. to close. Enjoy $6 apps, $5 cheeseburgers, $5 Indy cheese or pepperoni deep dish. 725 Stillwater Avenue in Bangor. All right, let's take it back. The year is 1985. The year New England sports truly became a regional obsession, and I'll tell you why. New England sports in 1985, the New England Patriots are 11-5. They win the wild card. They go on a postseason run and advance to Super Bowl 20. That Super Bowl was played in 1986. So in 85, we're Kings.
Yes. Shockingly. I don't know about Kings, but we were...
Yeah, you're on the come-up.
Kind of a prince.
Yeah, you defeat the Jets, the Raiders, and the Dolphins. The AFC Championship victory in Miami was especially memorable because Miami had dominated New England for years. So, I mean, that's a big moment, right? 85, you finally get past Marino and the Dolphins.
Yeah, squish the fish.
And one of the many instances in which, after that first trip to the Super Bowl for Marino and company, they come up short.
Yeah, which was awesome. It was that AFC Championship. The Super Bowl wasn't exactly awesome. The AFC Championship was huge, and that was our Super Bowl almost.
Yeah, lost to the Bears 46-10 a few weeks later. Let's see. Red Sox are 81-81. They do not qualify for the playoffs. Roger Clemens completes his first full season. Wade Boggs win another batting title, hitting .368. The core of the 86 team is in place in this year. It is the calm before the storm that is 1986. Your Celtics are 63-19. They reach the NBA Finals, but they lose to the Lakers 4-2.
Yeah, get to the finals, lose to your bitter enemy.
Bird wins his third consecutive NBA MVP. He averages just under 29 points and almost 11 rebounds a game. Celtics were considered one of the NBA's most complete teams. The Celtics rivalry reaches another peak and dominated American sports coverage.
Yeah.
The Bruins are 36-37-7. They do not qualify for the playoffs. Storylines of note: Ray Bork continues to establish himself as one of the all-time great defensemen. Despite a mediocre season, hockey remains a major part of New England sports culture. Your Black Bears. Your football team goes 4-7. Hockey still chipping away, working towards becoming a power.
Yeah, Sean Walsh is there now. It's Hockey East second year. You're at the bottom, but the foundation's being laid.
Have I missed anything sports-wise?
I think you nailed it.
Okay, the other stuff. Academy Award that year, the winner is Out of Africa. The other nominees are The Color Purple, The Kiss of the Spider Woman, Prizzy's Honor, and Witness. I have only seen Witness.
Yeah, I've only seen Witness as well out of that list.
Let's see. Top 5 films of 85. Here's where I have seen them. Back to the
Future. This is where we shine, is like just the box office draws.
Back to the Future, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rocky 4, The Color Purple, and Out of Africa. Back to the Future, I think, is... and I'm not the only one to say this, the first Back to the Future is one of the best written screenplays of all time.
It's awesome.
It's just a great movie.
Yeah.
Highly rewatchable.
Yeah.
I would recommend anybody who has not seen it to go do that.
You get Michael J. Fox at just like his zenith.
So from him having the number 1 movie, he's got the number 2 show on TV at the time, which is Family Ties. Number 1 is The Cosby Show, 2 Family Ties, 3 Murder, She Wrote, 4 60 Minutes, and 5 Cheers.
Yeah, that Thursday night NBC lineup is just forming, and it's can't miss TV.
I don't know where I was watching it. It must have been in syndication, but I was a big Murder, She Wrote and Quantum Leap watcher.
Yeah, I feel like I got stuck in front of Murder, She Wrote quite a bit. And like it was like, for a child, it was a good, sort of murder mystery. It was safe.
Safe.
It was very safe, right? But it was a mystery. It was interesting. It was great. It was a great show. But at the same time, it's like, all right, I got stuck in front of that. Got stuck in front of Quantum Leap as well. Like Quantum Leap. But yeah, the Cosby Show, Family Ties into Cheers. was lights out. The other networks were scrambling at that point.
Yeah, Cheers, I was just sort of born to it, right? And then by the time it ends, I'm emotionally attached to the last one, but sort of born to this. And of all the shows, too, Cheers, all the sitcoms back in the day, when they were on their last legs, they would add in, like, The Baby.
Oh, of course.
Growing Pains brings in DiCaprio.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
They added...
Family Ties had another kid.
Woody Harrelson is the
baby.
The zenith of adding that extra character to spice it up and making it, the show continues to clip along.
Oh, it was what a perfect addition. Yeah, that was incredible. The world had not known what we were getting with Woody Harrelson at that point.
Grammy of the Year goes to No Jacket Required by Phil Collins. The albums of the year are Born in the USA, No Jacket Required, or the top selling albums, Like a Virgin, Brothers in Arms, and Songs from the Big Chair.
Yeah, no, phenomenal year in music. You couldn't escape all these. Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits was great.
What's off of that?
Money for Nothing.
Okay,
right. You got all that. Sultans of Swing, I believe.
Oh,
it was a damn good album.
85 also brings us Live Aid of Queen, U2, Bowie, The Who, all perform. Of course, shown off in the Bohemian Rhapsody film, a version of it at least, is in Live Aid. So that's a big moment. Nintendo era begins. Revive the video game industry, introduce millions of Americans to Mario. Titanic is found. Robert Ballard located the wreck of the RMS Titanic. The discovery captivated the world and renewed interest in one of history's most famous disasters. You remember when they find the Titanic?
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. What a discovery. Just amazing that it went all the way till 1985 before we found it.
Gorbachev comes to power in 85. Coca-Cola changes its formula. The launch of New Coke became one of the most famous marketing failures ever.
That was awesome. Yeah, Coke changes and just absolutely fails. And you know why? One of the reasons was the Pepsi taste test. The Pepsi taste test, you do a shot of Pepsi, shot of Coke, and people are like, geez, I really like this Pepsi thing because it's sweeter, right? It's sweeter in a shot. But when people actually drank it, when they purchased it, they didn't like it as much. That's too sweet in 16 ounces, whatever it was back then, right? So Coke panics, they switch, and they go more of a sweeter type of thing. Everybody's like, this sucks. I want my Coke back. And they got to revamp it. It was awesome. It was such a catastrophe. It was awesome.
So that happens in 1985. Okay, what people in Maine were talking about, to sum it all up, it's the Patriots, it's Larry Bird, they're listening to Springsteen, Phil Collins, Cosby, Cheers, and Family Ties are there for us. Back to the Future's in theaters. We're talking about Live Aid. Maybe you're playing on your Nintendo, and Maine hockey's still out there sort of growing. So there you go. There's 1985 in a nutshell. Did I miss anything there, Greg?
Boy, the only thing that it maybe is really we started to get John Hughes. Breakfast Club comes out then, too. I mean, this is, we're mid-'80s now. Like, we are in it. Gorbachev comes to power. It was still, Cold War was still like, we were on edge. We were on edge, but we had a lot of entertainment to get us through.
And it just was so, there was TV stars and there was movie stars.
Yeah.
And in the midst, the two shall not meet. In the middle, the two shall not meet. And Michael J. Fox was just sort of an outlier in that department.
Total crossover. Yeah. No, can't go wrong with that. Back to the Future, unbelievable.
All right, quick commercial break. We'll score it and get back to present day right after this. Okay, if you missed the 2026 Ticket Awards, they are available on 929theticket.com. They were a week ago tonight. You can watch them back on the Ticket app or on YouTube. And Dairy Queen in Old Town, DQ $7 chicken strip meal deal has it all. 100% white meat, seasoned chicken strips, full-size fries, a drink, and a DQ sundae, all for just $7. You can get it with the new honey sriracha dip. Visit 613 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. All right, back with more next. Welcome back to the Morning Roast. Brought to you in part by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, official sports grill of the roast and the place to be. And Bangor Mall Cinemas features luxury recliners and upgraded food menu for over 40 years. They've been there for you. Get your tickets in advance at yourneighborhoodtheater.com. All right, Greg, let's go back to 1985. What's the score that you're going to provide the sports stuff?
Yeah, sports. I'm going to give it an 8 for Super Bowl and Celtics carrying it, but you had a bad Bruins team and a pretty bad Red Sox team. So they're going to weigh it down a little bit. The Super Bowl, really, you were the Cinderella team getting there. So that was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but you certainly weren't feeling like you were threatening the NFL with that Patriots team.
Yeah, I still consider the run, though. In 85, we're scoring 85 here. We haven't lost the Super Bowl yet, but I'm right there with you. You have 2 championship runs for your professional sports teams. So I give it an 8-3, rated in line with where you were. How about the other stuff?
Entertainment, I got to give it a 9-2. I mean, we're talking this is a year of Live Aid. This is the year of Back to the Future, John Hughes. Rambo makes a sequel, not a very good one, but that's okay. We still enjoyed it. 85 was great.
What a year for Stallone. Rambo 2 and Rocky 2.
Yeah,
just
Rocky 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Literally breaking necks and cashing checks.
Oh, big time.
Right there. Number 2 and number 3 films of the year at the box office. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9-1 as well. I think you've got, the TV is near its peak. These 80s years, they're just all so much stuff, and maybe we look back with reverence some of the television and how big it played a role in our life,
Yeah.
Just sitting there
throwing
on the boob tube, 257.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go.
Without a doubt.
8-3 and 9-1. Okay, I do want to revisit some of the stuff about the Boston Celtics here. So give me number 5. This is just sort of the discussion about where the Celtics go from here because as of now, Jaylen Brown still on this club. I think that's pretty spot on.
Yeah, I do too. You need someone when they had success. They had a veteran assistant. They need a veteran assistant. Just keeping Joe between the lines.
And so now here we are with rumors swirling all around about Jaylen Brown. It appears the Celtics would like to get back a couple young pieces and some picks. It does seem as though if they're going to move on from Brown, that it is, a couple guys to play now and some trade assets that could, be available to them in a year or two. Which I don't know. I don't know where to go with this. I don't think anybody is overly excited to give Jaylen Brown the extension that he's due. It just seems like nobody really wants to.
It's scaring people off.
That's how it seems to me, is that nobody is clamoring to just turn the thing over to Jaylen Brown.
Right. Yeah, no, you get that feeling. And he should be something that's highly coveted, and he's really not right now. I think you're going to see the Jays back together. I think that's the way this thing's going to play out.
It is a spot where we land where I would have thought that people would have been knocking down the door to have Jaylen Brown. Like if you're the Portland Trailblazers or you're the Charlotte Hornets and you'd rather like the Timberwolves, for instance.
Sure.
You'd rather have LaMelo Ball than you would Jaylen Brown. If that's an apples for apples, comparison of what that you wanted. But I don't know. I'm going more towards. I think that they're not going to be together.
Oh, you think they're just going to definitely, no matter what, they're going to move them?
I don't know about no matter what, but it just feels as though it's not gone away. And I think we're going to get our answer in the reasonably near future here, because I just think, with what Stevens said at the end of the year about what they need and rim protection and getting to the rim and things like that, and it feels like now's the time to sort of go your own way. And I think that there is a move out there where you could probably replace Jaylen Brown, I guess, like maybe in the aggregate.
With 3 guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then turn it over to Jason Tatum.
Right.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that they're going to try and get somebody big. Probably Portland seems like the best fit. They don't seem to want to include the Klingon kid, Donovan Klingon, whose mother played here at UMaine. Right. But that's just how it appears. But if I had to make a wager on it, I would say I think Jaylen Brown gets moved in the next week.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it's just bizarre that the market really hasn't opened up to Jaylen Brown a little bit. And I'm very curious as well if Jaylen Brown has had the conversation with Brad Stevens that's like, you got to move me.
I don't think that's come either.
No.
I honestly don't, because if you're him, he put out on Twitter over the weekend, over the last 10 years, nobody has won more basketball games than me.
Right. I guess I looked at that like almost marketing. for himself, though, right? Like,
Sure.
I want to, like, yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, be careful what you wish for. Okay,
Yeah.
you want to go replace. Like, if you're making a fantasy trade with your buddy,
Right.
And I got an A, but I'll give you 3 Bs. Is that the best way to go? Sometimes I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it always usually makes sense to me to be the one who's getting the one thing
Right.
that you have to complete it in mass to try to make up 3
Sure.
picks and 3 players. That usually I'd rather be the other guy.
Same.
But I think what he's saying is pretty much I win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love his retort back. It was great. And he's, Jaylen Brown loves Jaylen Brown. That's for sure. And it's weird that it's come to this point. And moving from Jaylen, not getting Giannis, that's going to come back. I'm afraid that's going to come back to bite him a little bit, because you could have had Giannis if you just budged a little bit.
Yeah.
And not taking Giannis, it's like, okay, we'll see. And Brad, we trust for now, but I worry about that one a little bit.
We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll dive into Red Sox, Bruins, much more ahead as the Morning Roast rolls on. Don't go away. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. Available when ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. 2 sausage muffins with egg, 2 hotcakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. This bundle deal is over 40% off and available for a limited time. Order at your local family-owned McDonald's on Maine and Union Streets in Bangor, Wilson Street, and Brewer. Going to talk with Chris Cotillo coming up in the 7 o'clock hour about the Boston Red Sox, and that's where we'll head right now, just to revisit some of the themes from the top of the show. Shock, I think, is fair to say that you just are coming off a 4-game sweep of the New York Yankees after the way things ended against Colorado, who previously was the worst team in baseball till you took that mantle for about 24 hours, and now you've won 4 straight. Sonny Gray, after the game last night, said we needed the fans. They were.
Yeah,
it was your typical. I mean, these tickets were purchased forever ago.
Sure,
and it is the Red Sox Yankees still has some juice, and it was on. And I said I think it's a good analogy. It's like being in a fight with your wife. It's like, okay, we're fighting, but 4 days into this thing,
right?
I want to be over. I still love you.
Yeah, I know. I do. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, but you just keep doing the same damn thing over and over again. But at the same time, when it's good, it's really good.
Every now and then,
it's
step out
really
of the shower
good.
and you look good, baby.
I know.
Great last night. Perfect.
Yeah.
No hitter through 7.
Oh my God.
Jaron Duran said everybody on the team just sort of was on the same page. We can confirm they were letting it ride.
They were definitely letting it ride. And some games people are going to leave. It's Red Sox Yankees. It's going into extra innings. People aren't leaving the game. We may not have a lot of faith, but they're sticking around.
What's this last one here, Marcus? Number 4. The description scares me a little bit.
I mean, it's not there, so we don't got to worry about that.
So this is somebody watching the game,
I think right after
last night.
Yeah.
This is a Yankee fan watching the game at home as it all falls apart. Here we go. Oh wow. Okay. There you go.
I guess he did crash out.
No. And then he says, "To the bum at Red Sox."
Yeah.
There you go, to the bum Red Sox. So yeah, I mean, I guess we're all hurting as we head into this one, but I guess
that's the American League, baby.
But I honestly can't believe that this is the spot that we're in, especially after the Colorado series.
Yeah,
that they got such stellar starting pitching, and then you go through. Last night I'm watching this thing, and they turn a double play.
Yeah,
with guys who I didn't know were in the organization.
No idea, right? Sturgis, or what was? Is that his name?
Cheng? Thang? I don't know who was turning the double play in there, but they're doing it, and to a point where we're gonna send Mickey Gasper down.
Right.
I recognize him. He's got a mustache. We're gonna bring back Romy Gonzalez and all this stuff. So I cannot believe that they actually came away from this weekend with the wins that they did, that they came off.
It's incredible with this lineup.
Sweep. Yeah.
With this lineup, it's unbelievable. And I mean, the pitching itself, going in, this was after Tolley's start, so this doesn't obviously include Sonny Gray from last night, but the rotation, the rotation through Tolley's start up to that point, 32 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 45 strikeouts, 1.13 ERA for one full rotation through. And that includes Colorado, right? It is They got young, strong, dare I say, dominant at times pitching. It just that's their strength, and you just wish there was a little extra there to support them, because what this pitching staff could do with a real lineup would be scary.
And now I turn to you, Ranger Suarez, and I say, okay, we just swept the Yankees. We're staying here. We got a 3-game series with the Nationals beginning tonight. We paid you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's just, because we're going to be watching these games regardless, and we can say sell and we can say sell, but until you rattle off like 9 of 10.
Yeah.
And then you go, and then you win, and then you go into the All-Star break. I mean, I think your mission at this point, as you get to from here to July, is they're probably going to sell off at some point, but until they get to a world where you can't, you have to sort of ignore that part of your brain that says, this is no good, this is no good.
Yeah.
But they just won 4 straight.
They did.
Let's just let the series with the Nationals play out and continue to pitch the way that they pitch. Where do you go from there? You know,
Right.
I know that they stink.
Yeah.
recognize
At the end of the day, like they don't have what it takes to be a contending team. But let's enjoy a little bit of the run, I guess. You know, if you could make it fun for a little bit, that would be different for this season.
I guess it would. We'll see.
You know, I mean, right now we're hanging our hat on this weekend that just happened. Like, that was the pinnacle of the season so far. You get a little momentum. You're getting the pitching for sure. Caleb Durbin just absolutely still smoking the ball. I mean, that's a nice thing too. So we'll see where it goes.
All right, we got to take a quick commercial break. We can take this call, but we got to do This Day in History right after this. Don't go away.
Welcome back. This is Heaven by Bryan Adams, the number 1 song in 1985 today.
This was a big deal at those middle school dances.
For sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you were eyeing.
I can't.
Yeah, gotta get to your dance partner before Bryan Adams comes on.
Absolutely. I mean, he played the Bangor Waterfront. He's played here a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
He's got enough to get you through.
Certainly.
Yeah. I mean, I always think of what's her name, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, looking as Maid Marian, looking down upon Robin of Locksley as he swam, trying to clean himself off. She's just sitting there in the bushes.
I think he jumped the shark on that one. That one got overplayed too much.
Which one is that one? That's
I Do Anything. No, not I Do Anything for Love.
That's Meatloaf.
Yeah, it's Meatloaf. Similar tune. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's 1613. Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London burns down during a performance of Henry VIII. 1954, the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission revokes Dr. Robert Oppenheimer's security clearance, effectively ending his career as a nuclear physicist.
He felt weird nuking people. He felt he had some regrets, and they're like, "You got to get out of here, dude.
Yeah, right.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done."
Thanks. Here's a watch. Thanks for the hard work. 64. NBC approves Gene Roddenberry's script for the pilot episode of Star Trek titled "The Cage." One of the prized pieces of video from the WABI archives is us interviewing William Shatner. 1970 at the Lakewood Theater.
Wow.
Right after they canceled Star Trek.
Wow.
Got like 5 good minutes with him down there.
That's awesome.
We play it all. I use it a lot. It's
it's a go-to.
It's a go-to. It definitely was one of the We the Peoples in the last month. Let's see, 1988. So the gentleman was elected president of Iceland, becoming the world's first democratically elected female president. No, so it's a woman is elected on this day.
Yeah, it's a lot of consonants.
I'll give
not
this,
many vowels.
It is Fictus Finabadadir. There you go.
There you go.
Congratulations, madam. Let's see. 1992 NHL arbitrator rules Eric Lindros awarded to the Philadelphia Flyers instead of the New York Rangers. After Quebec trades his trade rights twice, they received 6 players, 2 draft picks, and $15 million.
Yeah, that was controversial. He would not go play in Quebec.
Gotcha.
It's like not happening and held out basically. Yeah, it was a big deal.
86, the Red Sox trade for Tom Seaver, part of that dream season.
Yep.
Let's see, birthdays today. Harry Frazee, owner of the Red Sox from 1970 to 23, was born in 1880. Colin Jost, born 1982. 91, Kawhi Leonard was born. And 1993, Oliver Tree, the singer who just recently passed away, was born this day in 93. Holidays today. It is Hug Day. There you go. I've been known to throw them around.
Sure.
It's Camera Day. Got one of those on my phone. Fisherman Day and Waffle Iron Day.
Also, my lovely wife's birthday. Got to say that again. Happy birthday, Miranda.
Woo. Happy birthday, Miranda. Okay, 7 a.m. hour coming your way right after this. Don't go away. Good Monday morning. Welcome into the Morning Roast on Maine Sports Leader 92.9 The Ticket. We're broadcasting from the Greenway Equipment Studios, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth because nothing runs like a deer. Fat Panda Boba Tea and Market on Harlow Street in Bangor next to Gosselin's Bakery. Sip fresh boba, explore snacks, ramen, and their tasty Jamaican patties. Also visit their brewer location next to Wilson Street on Wilson Street next to Hannaford and Next Home. They're the market leader. Get looped and get sold with the Next Home experience. All right, Brian Sullivan, Greg Hirsch, Marqus Cesar here on this Monday morning. Greg, how are you?
I'm doing all right, brother. Doing all right. Had a great weekend. Sun was shining. Felt good. Got a little pool time in. We did go play a little golf. Miranda's getting the golf bug a little bit, but she's got her grand opening tonight at 1A Aesthetics out in Holden, and you know it's a big deal. There's a lot happening, so she was getting some phone calls, texts, things like that prior to going to golf, like things she might have to deal with. And I said, do you want to just skip out and deal with this? She's like, no, we can go. And I was like, all right, we got, and she was all over the board, like all over the course, and like just couldn't focus. And she's like, I think I've learned something about this sport. I'm like, yeah, you can't have other stuff going on up there. Like you can't, this game's hard enough. You can't be thinking of other things trying to play this game. It's too frustrating.
Impressive that she'd be good enough to recognize that other stuff is playing into it, because I'm all over the place as a blank slate.
Oh, yeah, no, me too, right? Like imagine having stressors going on.
Sure.
And just like, I don't know, 7 pitching. What am I using? I don't even know.
Yeah, right. Marcus, how are you?
I'm doing great. Had a good weekend. Spent the afternoon yesterday just doing laundry, watching sports yesterday. Watched Lynx versus Wings, because that was on. I was like, wow, Olivia Miles, she's really good. Yeah. I'm going to start calling her the U.S. Mint, because she's freaking dying.
Yeah.
Nice. Real good, yeah. Watch out.
So, all right.
Little women's b-ball, there you go.
Red Sox complete the sweep of the Yankees, which shocking turn of events to take 4 in a row from the Yankees on the strength of some starting pitching. A lot of starting pitching. You've got the World Cup continuing forward. You had your first round of 32 yesterday, and the U.S., of course, plays on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So you've got a full slate of games now in the knockout round. So, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. Bruins make a big move over the weekend. So, Greg, where do you want to start with?
J.J. Paterka for the Bruins. Yeah, they give up 2 first-round picks, one of which, though, is the Florida one for 2028. They got some wiggle room to get out of it if, for some reason, Florida stinks. But you got to figure Florida is going to be pretty damn good, and it would almost be a second-round pick. This kid was in Utah last year, Buffalo prior. He's only 23, and he's put up over 60 points in the past few seasons. A lot of speed, looks to be a top 6 winger. Might be a second line, but you could put him in pass on the first. I like it. And at first I didn't, because just on face value, Bruins fans, we get a little gun shy with just tossing first round picks aside for guys that maybe don't earn it. But this one, my biggest thing, and we've talked about it, is the Bruins need to pick a lane. Are you going with youth, or are you going to try to build around the core of Pasta, McAvoy, Swayman? And they got to make a decision which way they want to go. And to do half measures isn't going to get them there, because they're you got to protect your job too. And I understand that. But this guy works either way. Like, it works either way. He's young. He's got skill. He can help you immediately. But for the future, this is a guy that hopefully will be an impact player that can be around. So we will see. Jury will be out. But he looks to be a top 6 forward with speed and youth.
I am, for one, am a big fan of the move. I think the 23rd overall pick you would have taken this year, best case scenario, this guy ends up being as good as this Paterka guy is.
Yes. Yeah, well, exactly. Best case scenario, right? That's what you're hoping. And you already know he's that good, and he's only 23.
So make me feel a little bit better about the fact that he didn't have a good year in Utah.
Well, Utah stinks.
Okay.
Utah stinks, A. B, he wasn't on the power play very much. So most of his points came 5-on-5, which is a big difference between just loading up special team points. Like I said, on a not very good team, what can he do if you put him, with a Pasternak, if they hang on to Zaka? Like, what does that look like? One thing Cam Neely wanted to improve upon was speed. They were not a fast team last year, and they need to improve on this. This guy is one of the top, he's top percentile speed burst players in the league. So this is going to give them something they did not have.
Talk to me about this kid that got drafted by the Flyers on Friday night.
Yes, we got Maine
Sokolovsky,
yes, 6'7" defenseman, Russian-born defenseman, Maxim Sokolovsky. He's only 17 years old. Ben Barr was with him at the draft, gave him a big hug after he got drafted. 6'7", 240 pounds, just an animal, absolute animal on the ice, defenseman. He needs some seasoning. He's not those 6'7" guys like we saw with Dean Letourneau at BC. Take a little while to develop. He's not coming this year. He's coming next year to Maine. Just so he can grow into his size a little bit. Not a lot of skill. Like, he's got a cannon of a slap shot, but that's not what you're looking for. This guy just eats players alive in the corners, coming up the ice. He is a wrecking machine. Think Nikita Zadorov type of player. Just a big body that just lays people out. Probably end up in the penalty box quite a bit to start his college career, I would think, because with that size coming down on players, there's a lot of headshots that are happening probably. But check out his highlights, YouTube it, whatever. Just a big monster of a player.
Exciting night overall for our hockey, Bruins in Maine.
Well, what's crazy is, and my son Jake pointed it out, is this. I got to go back and find out, but this is the highest draft pick Maine has had in quite some time, higher than Bradley Nadeau.
I thought Nadeau was right around the same spot. Was it Nadeau?
He's a little lower.
Was he 31 or something like that?
I forget exactly, but it was a few spots lower. Yeah,
so 27.
So, pretty cool.
There you go. Available when ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. 2 sausage McMuffins with egg, 2 hotcakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. This bundle deals over 40% off and available for a limited time. Order at your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Let's do it there, Marcus. Red Sox got a win. Let's hear from Chad Tracy about the energy in and around the ball club. What if the Red Sox sweep the Nationals? You on board? How much more do they need to do for you?
They got to do a lot for me.
A lot,
they got to do a lot. They really do, honestly. Like, hey, look, good feelings. I love it. Like I said at the 6 o'clock hour, tough to reconcile this for me, this Yankees-Sox weekend, because I feel like I know what they are. But it was still awesome. There was a piece of me that wanted that breaking point, though, that just says, okay, let's commit to selling. Let's end this thing. But, it is still fun to beat the Yankees, and some great pitching. But, hearing Chad Tracy speak, though, the energy, and you heard the players speak about it, too. The energy in the ballpark, phenomenal, awesome. John Henry, take note. When we're competing with the Yankees, when we're up there and it's a battle and the fans still want this, give the fans this team, man. Let us be the Boston Red Sox again. You've got the power to do it. Bring in the right players and bring in, like, the quality of players the Boston Red Sox deserve. That's what we need.
We've got the one, the only Kent from Otis.
Kent, what's up?
Morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good.
The Red Sox, I've been a Red Sox fan since probably the late 50s. And I watched for the first time this year an inning and a half of their baseball, and that was yesterday. The ninth, the bottom of the ninth, and the top of the 10th. Top of the ninth, I get really aggravated when they tie the score. Bottom of the ninth, I got really upset because baseball, they had the first batter gets on first base, no outs. So here we go. Here comes the batter for the Sox, and he's hitting 100? And the pitcher for the Yankees, 6 out of 10 batted balls are ground balls. So what happens? 6-4-3 double play. Didn't even attempt a sacrifice bunt. Does a Red Sox player in that dugout know how to bunt?
It's a good question.
Top of the 10th. What do the Yankees do? Oh, look, a sacrifice bunt. And they scored 2. The cat looked at me. I looked at the cat and said, we're done. And shut it off. Yeah, I missed the win, but I didn't expect it.
And that's a Red Sox
diehard for
diehard
like forever,
right there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and that's the way you feel. It sucks because, hey, we just swept the Yankees. We should feel great, but we know what this is.
All right, Ken, we got to get to commercial break here. I will say there's a bunch of remotes scheduled for Heroes. I'm going to talk to Jim and the company, so get sometime in this cribbage thing, sometime in the month of July, we'll get down there when they're doing a remote from Heroes. I'll talk to them when what works, and we can have our face-off once and for all.
Yeah, sounds good, my friend. Gentlemen, have a good day.
All right, you have a good one as well. Quick commercial break coming your way. We got more stuff to get to. Don't go away. Dairy Queen and Bangor, new DQ breakfast collection. Enjoy a cinnamon toast crunch dipped cone, fruity pebbles shake, or choco frosted donut blizzard treat. Whether it's breakfast time or not, 668 Broadway in Bangor. DQ happy, tastes good. Stuck on the side of the road, Union Street Towing has you covered 24/7 statewide from breakdowns to lockouts to get you moving fast. 942-4200 driven to be there when you need them most. Okay, as you launch into this work week, it is also the beginning of legal tampering, which I guess trades can be agreed to. This is the time when stuff actually gets going in one direction or the other for the NBA. Cedric Maxwell was asked about the Boston Celtics and what should or should not happen. Here's what he had to say about the decision-making powers in Boston. So
it's interesting.
There's a Mass Live report up just about the continued pursuit of Jaylen Brown, and it lists off a few teams, and the Denver Nuggets are one. The Portland Trail Blazers are another. The Toronto Raptors are also listed among them. And then a few other noteworthy teams include the Hawks, the Clippers, and the Nets. But I'll say when I list, the Mass Live lists the Raptors and says Scotty Barnes is not on the table in any of the trade talks, okay? And then that says that Denny Avdija is off the table, and they'd also like to keep Donovan Clingan. And so I just list those two teams, and then it lists for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon. But let's just use the Trailblazers and the Raptors as a starting point, where you look at whatever the Trailblazers are or are not, and whatever the Raptors are or are not, and it's like there's a guy on your roster that you value higher than Jaylen Brown.
Right.
Like that's the position from which they are dealing, it appears.
Sure.
Like it's because the Giannis thing didn't work out. It's as if your business is on the street and now people are picking over your yard sale saying, well, I'll give you $5 for that couch. You know, like it's as if he's a distressed asset.
Right.
And so I do have a faith in Brad, but I don't want to get rid of Jaylen Brown for, 50 cents on the dollar.
No, you shouldn't be, regardless what happened with the Giannis trade. That's a separate entity. You're not dealing with a position of weakness here. Like you still have Jaylen Brown, and you still can run it back if you choose to do so, provided Jaylen's on board with that. You should be operating from a position of strength here and not just getting rid of Jaylen Brown to appease him because he's upset now. And it doesn't sound like he's that upset. Who knows? But it doesn't sound like he's that upset with Brad Stevens based on what Maxwell's saying because of the communication, which is good. But you can still run it back. You don't have to move Jaylen Brown this year. You're not paying him this year, so I don't know. I think let's take a pause here and just pump the brakes a little bit, because you better damn well get a good return on this thing at the very least.
Yeah.
At the very least, you got to get, and maybe it's future stuff. Maybe it's picks plus a couple guys, but you can't operate like you are desperate at this point.
Right. I think that the ship has sailed on the 1A for 1A.
Right.
Giannis,
there isn't that guy.
Yeah, Giannis and Jaylen Brown, that you could easily run the math on that. The one that I come back to is Portland, because Portland is the owner of their own picks and a lot of those Milwaukee Bucks picks.
Sure.
So think about what the Milwaukee Bucks will be moving forward without Giannis and with those young guys, probably not very good.
Yep.
So I think if it's going to be a move, I'd love to see the Klingon kid come back and be at the on the center of the forecourt for the Celtics as a guy who just grabs rebounds and but obviously they want to keep him. But a couple of those picks that belong to the Milwaukee Bucks with a player or two, you can convince me that is the correct path to follow.
Oh, you definitely can convince me that. And that's kind of what I said when the Giannis thing first came out. It was, okay, do we want Giannis or not? If you don't, then if you're moving on Jaylen Brown, you've got to build for the future, through him. You have to. You can't waste that opportunity. You got to keep this thing moving along. Getting young top picks for Jay, it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense that if you're going to go with that route, you got to build for the future and build your next core.
It just kind of seems like everybody looks at Jaylen Brown and says, "You're not quite as good as the money you're going to make."
That's a message.
Because he's been in the league for the same team for 10 years and he's been so consistent on a good team, which helped by the fact that Jason Tatum was next to him, and this past year has no Tatum and rises to the occasion in his second team All-NBA. Whoever is the team of Jaylen Brown in 3 years is going to be paying him $70 million a year.
Yeah, exactly. And that's standing out, right? It's just everybody is gun shy on that one.
And that seems to be the barrier, right?
It's a huge commitment. They and the teams you're talking about, are they at Jaylen Brown away?
And then if you make that move, okay, what comes away? Yeah, right. At this point, I'm almost interested in seeing, let's just see what a Jaylen Brown only team looks like, away from the framework that is the Celtics, because we saw it last year.
Right.
30-point-a-year guy.
Oh, absolutely.
25 shots a game, all there for you, and he made second team All-NBA. I look at it and I say, I think people look at him that way, but at the same time, didn't we just watch it?
Yeah.
Can he do it? He's 29.
Yeah.
Second team All-NBA.
Just did it.
And the Trailblazers are gun shy. The Raptors are saying you can't have Scotty Barnes.
Right. It's the cost. It's the price.
So we'll see how it all plays out. You got to have in the back of your mind that Brad Stevens knows what he's doing. But, okay, quick commercial break coming your way. Dean's Detailing is the leader in auto detailing for over 55 years. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, look good and feel good in a clean, shiny car. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. And Acadia Federal Credit Union's newest location is now open on Wilson Street in Brewer, serving Maine since 1963 with branches in Bangor, Brewer, and Aroostook County. Learn more at acadiafcu.org. Back with our Sox Prop next. Casella, good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com. And Nahiro Sports Grill Entertainment Center, they are the official sports grill of the roast in downtown Bangor at NahiroSportsGrill.com. They're also the host site of the Ticket Awards. You can go back and watch those 1 week ago tonight. They went off. All right, we're just going to keep it real simple here. You got Ranger Suarez on the mound. You just came off a sweep. Suarez has been pretty good, although not a lot of support for Ranger Suarez this year.
No, he's gotten left out to dry.
We're taking the Sox to win tonight.
Yeah, first time in a long time.
We'll take the Red Sox on the money line.
Yep.
Red Sox to win, minus 178. Suarez on the mound against the Nationals. I just don't want to mess around with anything else. And I want to come in here tomorrow and say, okay, Greg, what more do the Sox got to do to get you on board?
Sure. They got to do a little bit, man. There's a lot of meat left on that bone. But,
for sure.
But you got to start somewhere. This is not a team that can win stuff, but whatever. You know what? Make it interesting. Give me a run. Give me a run, something to get excited about. And I want to see this thing blown up in a lot of ways, as I know most Sox fans do. But at the same time, it's a long summer, dude. Let's have some fun.
I also think there's a world where if Garrett Crochet is going to pitch again this season?
It doesn't feel that way. Especially with the arms that are going now, maybe he gets a game or two in the fall, early fall or something. But it kind of feels like let's just put him in bubble wrap.
Yeah, okay, I'm there with you. But at a certain point, even if the Sox put something together, you might need to have your cake and eat it too. Like Sonny Gray, you deserve better. Even barring a 10 or 12 game win streak here,
right?
Like Sonny Gray needs to be on a contender.
Yeah, he does.
So maybe you keep him, but to a certain extent, like I almost want to see Sonny Gray traded away for whatever. I know he's got a no trade clause, but you get him on board with it, and then
he sounds like he's on board with it.
And then I think you bring Bayo back up and let him work it out, because he's depending on how things are going in Worcester. But you need to, like, Sonny Gray's a novelty that you do not have a place for.
No.
Having what happened last night, barring 10 or 12 more wins, Sonny Gray's got to go. Chapman seems like the price is dropping on Chapman by the day.
Yeah,
right?
I know. That's concerning me big time, because, you're losing value every time he goes out right now. He's got to just pray he finds his game a little bit, because it's like, did we wait too long? Did we wait too long with him?
And then you look at what Gray just did. It's like, wow, this guy's great, consistent.
Yeah. Get rid of him soon. I mean, you got to wait a little bit, but I mean, my God, you just pray he just keeps it going, because it's worth value, and there is no place in the future for Sonny Gray in this team.
Not on this team.
No. Get him out, and it's tough, but those decisions need to happen. So let's enjoy. Can you have your cake and eat it too? I think you can a little bit, right?
So that's part of the decision making process that I think needs to happen and happen sooner rather than later. But there is a world where they just start rattling off some wins, where we get to that all-star break. You got the Nationals and the Angels. It's not exactly the 27 Yankees coming through.
No. This American League stinks. I mean, and that's the only reason why we're even talking like this. But it stinks, and there's a third wild card now. It can happen. I don't see it happening, but they can make it interesting.
Now, okay, this is just, imagine a world where they get back into it and they eke their way into that third wild card.
With this lineup. Holy God.
But that pitching staff, Greg.
That's the outlier. They have this massive pitching staff. Not much for a lineup.
But you just took 4 straight from the Yankees.
Sure.
This pitching staff, I mean, I don't think they're going to have, they're from where they're at, it's going to be such a mountain to climb up. But every now and then, like I said at the beginning of the show, you can see it. You can see what the plan was. We're going to play defense. We're going to pitch. Fundamentally, like Kent said, they're flawed.
Sure.
They can't get a bunt down.
No.
Every now and then, things happen where you're like, wow, you dropped that, or you missed that cutoff, that throw from Willie Abreu to home.
That?
Where it's like, are you trying to put it into the batter's circle?
Well, and that was embarrassing, because he's one of the ones I kind of hang my hat on, and let's see what Willie Abreu, when my old man's like, he stinks. I'm like, well, Abreu's pretty good. He's like, nah. And then he makes a throw like that. It's like, well, all right.
Fundamentally, they just have so many issues. Then occasionally it's like, but look at Caleb Durbin.
Yeah, I know.
Of all the guys who, Boston could have chewed up and spit out, he's still sitting there and proving some people wrong.
Well, the Caleb Durbin story supports us as Sox critics a little bit, in terms of where they're at right now, because like we've said, he's gone outside the organization for his hitting help. Look what it's done. Like, that is a scathing review on Driveline.
So it's interesting. We will take a quick commercial break. Back with more of the Morning Roast right after this. Also, if you want to connect with the Ticket's social media channels, it's 929 The Ticket on Facebook, 929 The Ticket on Instagram, sports.net.maine on TikTok, and our YouTube page, Sportsnet Maine. All right, back with more after this. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. Northeast Driving School has been a leader in driver training for over 57 years. Register today for driver's ed courses at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school, 942-1769, or register at northeastdrivingschool.com. Over the weekend, the Boston Bruins traded for J.J. Peterka. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I think so.
From the Utah Mammoth.
Yep.
He is 24 years old. He is a top 6 player, correct?
Yep. Top 6 player, wing. We're talking 60 points plus per year, only 23 years old. Yeah, not a very good Utah team he was part of last year. He was with Buffalo prior to, but he's got great speed burst, I guess I'd say. Ranks in like the 87th percentile for the NHL. That's something the Bruins didn't have last year. He fits that. We want to get younger, faster, more productive offensively type of guy.
Where do we go from here, Greg? What does this mean to you about what the Bruins are going to be doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, development camp starts today. So, and that's kind of what the Bruins have got to be looking at because, I would still like to see them bring in a veteran. They really need a veteran leader up front. They really do. The Elias Lindholm experiment is gone like a lot of people predicted it would. It's been a loss. He's really not the same guy as he was years ago in Calgary. It sounds like Don Sweeney has relegated it to, this is probably who he is now. He did an interview last week about that. They just got rid of Fabian Lysell after years of like hoping he'd be the next thing. He had all the skill in the world. He was highly touted draft pick. He just couldn't find it. And Sweeney kind of killed him actually going out the door. They asked why it didn't work out with Fabian Lysell. He said, quote, hasn't fully grasped the NHL level, what it probably requires to play each and every night. He took ownership of that today. We took ownership. Could we have done more and better in supporting him? Probably. But yeah, it kind of like slaps him on the way out the door. And it's like, well, you still picked him. You still analyzed what he could do theoretically at the NHL level, and it didn't work out. And then also, what the hell are they doing in Providence? You don't see guys that like developing, and they're not producing anything. And I know the AHL isn't what it once was. Like true superstars aren't spending much time in the AHL. They're going down there for a cup of coffee and coming up, kind of like Hagens did, right?
Yep.
So but at the same time, they're really not. They got to really
it's
look
a
at what they're
developmental
doing.
league.
It is, and they're not really developing much. Matty Patra. How much have we heard about him? Like, when's he gonna? Probably never.
Mm-hmm.
Probably never. But development camp starts, so it's the same guys that you're looking at. It's Dean Letourneau. Cooper Simpson's another one. Second in the USHL in points. He's going. He's 19. He's headed to North Dakota to play with other Bruins prospect Will Zellers. So he's a forward. That's another guy. But we're talking, Dean Letourneau's 6'7", so he's the type of guy that plays. He could be joining the Bruins at the end of the year, this coming year.
I am of the belief that come April, March, Dean Letourneau's joining the team.
Yeah, that's what you got to think, right? Like 6'7" does it for you a little bit. The smaller guys may take a little while, but I do think that's kind of where your hope lies. Is like, all right, can two of these guys be impact players at the NHL level? You need it. You have to get it because of you traded away so many number one draft picks over a 5-year period where you were going for it with the Bergeron era there towards the end, that you got to start hitting on some of these guys that are homegrown talent.
So when you look at what the Bruins have, and you look around, and then you add this kid in, and then you consider the one they traded for with Peterka, and then you add in that what Hagens is what we think going to be.
Sure.
And then the belief that maybe they're not done, that maybe there's some other moves to make, and that you're going to have to get through a regular season, and then Letourneau joins, and Zellers, no, you think is he?
No, not. I think
he's got 2 years of college hockey.
Another one.
Okay, but so how far away are they when you think of?
I mean, I still think you're looking at. Honestly, you're probably looking at 3 years, really. Like to get. I mean, we just saw how that NHL Stanley Cup final went. Like, I mean, Bruins are not in that league. Like there's just that's too fast, big, strong, and the Bruins aren't there. But can they build towards that? I think you're looking at a season that probably will be a step back this year from where they were last year because they overachieved so much. But can you keep adding these young guys into the lineup? Stagger them into the lineup over the next year or two. Okay, are we seeing the next core develop? The Bruins are really banking on that being the case, and it has to happen. If they don't hit on any of these guys, it's gonna be a while.
Explain it to me. For the person out there listening right now, me who doesn't know what I'm talking about, who's the most important Bruin moving forward? What are they? Who needs to prove themselves at the NHL level in order for that to be something that happens sooner, or over the next 3 years? Who needs to develop the most in order for them to find success?
I think Hagen's really is really big. I mean, that's they're the 7th overall pick, and he's going to have to be a guy that they count on for the long-term future. He's going to have to put on some muscle. He's going to have to elevate his game and be able to progress quicker than typical, right? Like he's not a big power forward like you see with Porter Martone with Philly. This is a guy that's going to take a little time, but you're going to need James Hagens to be a bona fide NHL top 6 forward. That has to happen. And then a little secondarily, like Dean Letourneau, right? Like, I mean, and this is a guy that didn't score any, 1-2 goals his freshman year at BC. But once again, he's 6'7", takes a while to grow into that gaumy body. Had a very good year last year. Can he elevate and become that guy that can step in with that size in April and be like, okay, this guy's an NHL player?
So I just don't know why it's so far away. If Hagens is one of these guys who's going to, because we just talked about how the AHL is not a place where you develop.
Not anymore.
If he's good enough to skip over the AHL,
right,
and be a piece that actually helps in the here and now, and then you add in Fraser Minton and some of these guys that you added to the mix. That, I mean, are you of the opinion they kind of stole Fraser Minton, right? Like he
totally stole Fraser Minton,
and so he's here a little bit ahead of time,
big time.
And you're going to build around McAvoy and Pasta, and Pasta's going to score 100 points a season,
right?
Granted, it's it's 100 points a season, though.
Yeah, no, it is, right. Yeah, it's kind of it's a weird to say, but it felt like an empty 100 points a season a little bit.
He's striving for it. He's not playing a lot of defense. He's first out of the break and, work his way up the ice, but still putting the puck in the net or helping you do it.
Still gives you massive points that you need.
So, okay, you're not the Florida Panthers, but, and maybe you're not the Carolina Hurricanes, but 3 years? You can tell me 3 years for this to be better when
I know it sounds long, but
it does sound long.
It does sound like a long time, but it takes guys, minus big power forwards or guys that can step into this league and impact. It is tough for a 19, 20-year-old, mid-sized player to step in and have a ton of impact unless they are Macklin Celebrini level good. And none of these guys are at that level. So it takes a little while, and you got to have a little patience because NHL is a violent league, and if you don't have the size, it takes a little bit.
Okay. I'll take a quick commercial break. We'll give you our takeaways right after this. Don't go away.
The consequences, I guess. I think you got to enjoy it a little bit, and awesome to see, especially the young pitchers just taking the bull by the horns and getting it done. That bodes well for the future.
Marcus?
Oh, man. I just really don't know what to make of this. I kept seeing the wins rack up over the weekend, and I'm like, oh, okay, Red Sox. Wow. Imagine that. Part of me, I can't stand this. I really can't. I want them to be bad so bad. And Tyler, what has he done to me? What has he done to me? I was so optimistic coming into this year, and now I'm jaded.
Completely rain clouded us.
Yeah, it's all his fault. We'll blame it on him. He's not here.
I'll go with this Celtics team. You only got one chance to make a move of the Jaylen Brown size, and it really, what they do now, eventually do they break up the Jays? Maybe, but if you do just make the decision to move on from Jaylen Brown, you only get one chance to do it, and it's really going to set the course of the franchise's direction in that direction for years to come, right?
Sure.
Like this is a huge move,
it is
huge opportunity where you only get one chance to do it, and if it's worth 80 cents on the dollar, don't do it.
No.
Like I just unless the return is really worth it, and Jaylen Brown can get his mind wrapped around the fact that it was me for Giannis, and that's equal value. We want you back. Then I say bring him back until I'm proven otherwise. But we'll see. I can't imagine I'm the Trailblazers and I think, I'm good on Jaylen Brown.
Right.
The Trailblazers of all teams. All right, that's going to do it for the Monday edition of the Morning Roast. Back tomorrow, 6 a.m. Have a great day.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
There's no better way to celebrate America's 250th anniversary than aboard City Cruises. Join us on the San Francisco Bay for the ultimate 4th of July weekend, featuring front row fireworks views and unmatched ambiance along the skyline. Beat the crowds and soak in the fresh air on the water with delicious dining, handcrafted cocktails, and panoramic views. Cruise into a legendary July 4th. Book now at citycruises.com/San Francisco.